The driver's license in Germany is probably one of the most difficult, time-consuming, and overall a very, very expensive process. So I've got hold of my driver's license after almost a perseverance of 6 months and spending probably around 1,250 to 1,300 euros. Honestly, I lost track of the money as the process went on. Hey guys, this is Ritwik. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, consider subscribing because I hope to really simplify your life in Germany. And over the course of this video, we shall be discussing how you can get your driver's license easily in Germany, provided you already have a driver's license back from your home country. So let's get started. So step one, or the first step, is to get yourself enrolled in a fahrschüle. A fahrschüle is nothing but a driving school. So unlike in the US, where you can easily learn to drive with your uncles or aunts, or even in the UK for that matter, but in Germany, only authorized fahrschüles can help you learn driving or get you around the city by making you sit in their car. Without their help, you cannot get your driver's license in Germany. Do your own research on which fahrschule costs a little less. In Munich, they are generally around 190 to 200 euros. There are plenty of fahrschüles around the city, but the best ones, or the ones that I can recommend, is Peter's Fahrschule. They are the ones with whom I did my driver's license. I also know of Krieger's, who are really good. So when you enroll with the Fahrschule, they give you an enrollment letter, and often they also give you a special coupon code which you can use to translate your English driver's license to German. And they generally sometimes range between 15 to 20% discount. If not, you have to do it by your own. We will talk about this a little later in the video. Step 2. Step 2 is enrolling yourself in a first aid course and an eye test. Generally, at least in Germany, at least in Munich, I know of one agency that does first aid courses. They are the Notfall Medicine. So the website is notfallmedicine.de. I will leave a link in the description box below. You have to go there, register yourself. If I'm not wrong, as of today, the fee is 70 euros per course. It starts at around 9 in the morning and goes all the way till 5 in the evening. They also conduct eye test, which you can get for or get by paying 6.43 euros as of today. So this total cost will be 76.43 by the end of the day. The good news is you can do this separately on separate months. So basically you do not really have to shell out that money on the first month itself. Step 3. So all German authorities or government offices only recognize German translated documents, which means you have to get your English driver's license translated into German. These Fahrschüles generally give you coupon codes, or they have tie-ups with different organizations. You generally get coupon codes for 10 to 20% discount on your German translations. So there are organizations like ADAC or ADAC, which is really famous around Europe. And there are also online service providers like Lingo King. My Fahrschule hooked me up with Lingo King and gave me a 20% discount code for my translation. So I had to pay around 32 euros. The actual cost of translation was 40 euros. So the next step, or step number 4, this is you have to book your own appointment at, what do they call it? The Führerschein Bureau or the driving license office. You can generally get your appointment booked online. It might be even in the Rathaus for smaller cities, but in Munich they have a separate office altogether, and you book an appointment there, go there on your given time slot with documents like your ID card, your residence permit, your original and your copy of your driver's license, the foreign driver's license, your Meldebescheinigung, which is your a document which you get when you register yourself for the first time in Germany, your first aid certificate, your eye test certificate, your Fahrschule registration, and one biometric photo. They will keep your foreign driver's license at this point of time, and you will not get that back till you get your German driver's license. So if you're planning to drive back in your foreign country or your home country, make sure you have a copy of that saved somewhere online. At least in India, we have this facility of digital lockers, which works pretty well. The next step, or step number 5, this is where you can save a huge amount of money, honestly. So when you first registered yourself with your own Fahrschule, your Fahrschule would have pushed you to buy an application or a book. And for that, they charge you 150 euros. And that application has 1,100 questions, and they are the exact same questions that you are asked on your test. On your test, you will be asked 30 questions, and these 30 questions will be from amongst those 1,100 questions. Now, do not fall into that trap. Open your mobile app stores, be it iOS, be it Android. There's an app called Führerschein Gold. Download that, create an account. For downloading that app, you have to pay 10 euros only. And they have the exact set of 1,100 questions, which are regularly updated. So this is where you can save almost 100 euros. Okay, so if you see this is my Führerschein Gold app. And if you see there's a bar on top as yellow and a bar on the bottom as green. The green one indicates the questions that I've already answered twice correctly in succession, and the yellow ones are the ones that I've at least answered once and I got that right. So basically, and the red one is obviously the questions that I got incorrect. So if you go here and if you click on training, which is this, you have a set of options that you can choose. Just click on all questions here, and then you see the different questions that you will be required to mug up or whatever. And these are the exact same set of questions that you will be asked on your theories. So for example, if I choose the one on top here and hit select, in the bottom you see that there are questions that are checked, which means that I have already practiced these questions, and these two greens indicates questions that were answered correctly by me twice in a row, and there's one green and red in the bottom. This means that I answered once incorrectly and the other one was correct. So when you, for example, click on this question here, let's just say read, you already have the question on top and the answers marked as follows, and you also have the explanation on top on this bulb, which tells you why the answer is marked as such. So as I just showed you the app, the question that I just showed you had two correct answers instead of all three. So these are not really objective. This is not really multiple choice. It's actually multi-choice. So basically one question can have more than one answers right. So you need to get both of those right in order to get points for that particular question. So it's not that simple. You need to mug up around 1,100 questions if I'm not wrong. But honestly, if you've ever driven on an actual road and if you have sufficient driving experience, these questions are not really that difficult because you've already encountered these at least once in your lifetime. So barring a few road signs, the others are common sense mostly. The next step, or step number 6. Remember, you submitted your driving license to the Führerschein Bureau. Now what they did was they sent your driving license to be verified if that was original or not. And if your verification is successful, what they'll do is they'll send a confirmation to your fahrschüle. At this point, your fahrschüle should be contacting you, and now you can book your theory test. Now note that sometimes in these big cities like Munich or Berlin, sometimes your theory test can be booked probably 3 months from now or 2 months from now, because the immediate ones are already sold out. So as soon as you've applied at the Führerschein Bureau, I tell you download the app, get started, get prepared, and tell your fahrschüle to book the earliest possible theory date as soon as they get the confirmation. In this way, you save the maximum amount of time. Brings me to my next step, step number 7, which is the theory test. Now, if you've been studying through this app for at least 1 month, I think 1 month is enough. At least for me, 1 month was enough because I had prior driving license in India, and most of these questions that you see in these apps are generally common sense questions. If you know to drive, you'll be fine. It's just about mugging up a few rules. But hey, there are 1,100 questions, and about 30% of the questions are based on the same rules. So eventually, if you read through the 1,100 questions, you know the answers pretty much, so worry not, you're pretty much secure on that front as well. So step number 8. Hopefully you've passed your theory test on the first attempt itself. If yes, congratulations. Now you can go to your fahrschüle and ask them to book a practical test appointment for you. Also keep in mind, the German laws are very different probably from the rest of the world. So even if you book your practical tests 1 month down the line, at least take a minimum of 2 classes before that. Now in Germany, in Fahrschule, you have two kinds of classes. One that lasts for 45 minutes, that's called half a class. And the other one that lasts for 1.5 hours, that is called a full class. For half a class, you'll pay out probably 70 to 80 euros. For a full class, it's around 110 euros. Book that, get at least 2 classes done. You will thank me later. Your instructor will give you a few tips and tricks on how to park or how to turn your head all the way to the left or to the right when you try and overtake a vehicle or take a left or a right turn from an intersection. Stuff like that. Step number 9. Probably the step that you were waiting for throughout the 8 months. That's your practical test. On the practical test, you have to know a little bit of German, because your instructor will ask you questions about your car instruments in German and you'll have to answer to them back in German. But don't worry, again, during your practical lessons, your instructor would have already told you what these keywords are, and your examiner will just show you or tell you, can you please show me where the emergency brake is, or can you show me where the emergency lights are. And you just have to just point to them and just show, okay, this is this is the horn, stuff like that. So it's pretty easy, don't be stressed about it. Generally what I have seen or I have heard of that the examiners are pretty chilled out. So this guy generally sits on the rear right, so that he can constantly monitor speedometer, your odometer, your blinkers. Few important things that will happen to you on your practical test is, first is it will last for 45 minutes. Second is you will be made to drive on city limits, outside of city limits. Speed limits vary inside city, outside city. On the Autobahns, that's the German freeways, you'll be required to do an emergency brake. You would be required to show, if you understand the rule Rechts Vor Links, or the right before left. That's a very important rule in Germany. For example, if you're on a residential area on a cross path, there are generally no signals or signs, which will directly imply that the car coming in from the right will have priority over you who is going on the straight road. He will ask you to park. Again, in Germany, I don't know why there's a fantasy of reverse parallel parking, so he'll tell you rückwärts einparken, which means reverse parallel parking. And don't worry, again, your instructor would have already told you during the driving lessons that this is how exactly you reverse park, so you already know it. I would suggest take these 2 driving lessons that I was talking about as close as possible to your driving test. If you have been driving for 3 hours on the last 2 days and third day you have a test, you sort of already know the road conditions better. You know where construction is on, you know what signal is. Generally, the instructors take you on those roads where the examiner takes you on, because they have been taking students around for a long time now, so they already know the roads pretty well. So you will know the roads, but the examiner will take you, unless you are highly unlucky. Even in that case, if you are unlucky like I was taken on a completely different route. But hey, if you can drive and if you can read the signs, you are pretty much secured. So 45 minutes, take a deep breath, go as slow as possible. Do not be in a hurry. If he tells you to park, take your own time and park. It's all about killing those 45 minutes and killing it right. Yeah, at the end of the 45th minute, I hope you have your license. Oh wait, they'll not give you your license, so you do not just get excited then. They'll give you a piece of paper, which now brings me to my point number 10. So this paper that he gave you, you have to take that paper with you and your passport with you, go to the Führerschein bureau again. Oh, by the way, just do not walk in. You have to secure an appointment again. Yes, everything in Germany is about appointments. I was lucky that I got an appointment the next day itself, but I know of people who've got it 7 days or 8 days after they've passed their practical test. Imagine how frustrating that can be. You've passed your test, yet you cannot drive on the roads. So anyways, take that paper with you, do not lose it. Take your passport, go there, and if all goes well, hopefully you will get what I got. My Führerschein, what do you call it? Oh, it's called the Führerschein, or the driving license. And this will then help you drive cars around Germany. Oh, by the way, keep one thing in mind. If you can drive manual, take your test in manual. Because if you can drive manual, and if you've taken your test in manual, you can drive automatic as well, and your bike as well. By that I mean a 2-wheeler. If you take your driving license test on an automatic vehicle, you can only drive an automatic vehicle. End of story. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any other questions regarding driving license, put that in the comment section down below. I'll make sure that I reply to most of you, and If you have any questions, drop me on Instagram or LinkedIn as well. Do not hesitate. All right, then. Ciao, guys. Hopefully you will get your driving license soon. Hope to see you on the roads. Bye bye. Stay safe. Peace out. Bye.